TU16 was not ready. I could easily just stop the video here and call it a day. After giving it 48 hours to go through it all, collect my thoughts, see the issues, man, this update is just so not ready for public consumption. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is LtBuzzLitebeer, and if you've had a chance to go through Season 10 for yourself that went live on Tuesday, you probably know exactly what I'm going to talk about today. Now, since I know this video is going to be a bit long, let's keep this intro short. Thanks again for all the support, as the channel is now less than 700 subscribers away from hitting 100K. Please take a moment to smash that sub button for more intensive Division content. And don't forget to not only hit the notifications bell, but take it a step further and select your preference to always receive all, that's all of my channel alerts. There's a lot here, so let's get started. So a bit of a different format for me today. I'm going to do my best to stay on track, on point with the issues that I'm seeing in the game, still in the game, or introduced with Title Update 16 Season 10. I don't normally do these while I'm just in game, just rattling through the menus. I apologize if you hear my mechanical keyboard. I'm also going to do my best. We're going to keep profanity out of this. This is going to be in a rant format. And I'm sorry if it gets to that. I wanted to say much more positive things about the game as I came back to it after several weeks of being away from it for the obvious technical issues. But yeah, TU16 was not ready. It needed another month, another 2 months, and I would have actually wanted it to be delayed after playing it. First and foremost, I'm just going to rattle through these. You can see new projects available down at the bottom of my screen. I can't make this go away for the life of me. If I hop over here to my map and I look at my projects, I don't have anything with an exclamation point, but if I go back, it's just always down there staring me at the face. Furthermore, big issue here at the base of operations is this whole thing where it wants you to meet up with Kelso. Meet up with Agent Kelso. Well, if you run down to Kelso, she's not there. You can't interact with the terminal anymore. You can go listen to the comms that you've got from this first part of this manhunt, but that's about it. It's constantly staring at you. And furthermore, look, great timing. Kelso completely missing. Can't interact with the terminal, but man, you've got that plume always staring you in the face. Now, those are minor, cosmetic things. I know people are going to be like, Buzz, that's like over the top. But there's other cosmetic issues as well. Let me see if I can actually find you one. I actually stopped the video very quickly so I can run outside so you can see it in the light. We still have graphical clipping issues. This is the Kingbreaker. This is not a new weapon for Season 10. TU16, hands just clipping straight through the weapon. If I were to actually jump over into this thing, I'm going to see if I can do it for you here very quickly. I need to select that one. And then we're actually going to go into photo mode. Still issues. I'm sorry if you hear the clicking. Still issues. You can see clearly a break between the magazine and the Kingbreaker itself. Not exactly immersion breaking, but it's definitely there. Also issues, and I was really looking forward to this fact that we can now get rid of our signature weapons, which with these smaller packs looks really tight. It looks very clean. The problem is you can't bring them back. Show signature weapon, on, off. Now it's off. Yep, gone. All right, so let's try it again. Let's go back to the signature weapon. Options. Signature weapon on. So now I want to see it. Oh, no signature weapon. But if you run around and pick up ammo for this, and by the way, look at the belts on my backpack. They are so far off my body. They're like floating out there like my hips were 20 sizes bigger. Anyway, if you run around and you pick up ammo for your signature weapons, it shows up just floating next to your backpack, which is extremely immersion breaking. That's crazy. You know, it just doesn't work. Does not work. Speaking of does not work, let's look at some of these weapons. I'm sure you guys have seen some of this. Carbine 7, rifle damage. FAMAS 2010, rifle damage. FAMAS, assault rifle damage. Now, I've read and I've been trying to research this, and there's some theories out there. It matters, was the weapon itself part of a reward, or was it looted? As in, did you receive it at the end of a mission as part of a reward, or maybe possibly in a cache? I don't know if that kind of lumps in there, but that seems to have something to do with it. Okay, so there are assault rifles showing up with rifle damage, and testing confirmed it has a dramatic output on your weapon. So if, for instance, the Carbine 7 was my weapon, and this is a great one, you can see I've messed around with it a little bit. I put flatline on it over here, but it's got damage to targets out of cover. I just need to optimize the thing. Now it's completely useless to me. Like if your build was built around this Carbine 7 with flatline, with damage to targets out of cover, you're screwed. You got to find another weapon to put in its place while all of that is going on. So yeah, big issue there. That is a game-breaking issue, especially for builds, all right? And speaking of issues with gear and things like that, we've probably all seen this. Picaro's holster came out incorrect. Picaro's holster was going to be with a blue core attribute, meaning armor. Down here, weapon damage was going to transfer down to an attribute. It was going to be 15% weapon damage. It's now 20. And then you would have a possibly another red attribute. Who knows what it was going to be. Now, if you just look at it this way, the broken way, the way that they said it's not supposed to be, this would actually be really great if I wanted to throw this basically onto an all DPS build. I keep 20% weapon damage. I would keep my crit chance. I could go up here to health and throw on crit damage. That's a mega holster, and I get skill haste, so I could get, I don't know, my shield back. I could get my revive high back, 10% faster. Or at least the skill haste would be 10% faster. But I don't want to incorporate this into my build in this broken format. Same thing with Strikers. Strikers, we tested it in PTS Phase 1 and 2. Pretty much settled up. It was going to happen this certain way, and then it didn't launch that way. And I'm speaking, I think, more specifically to the way that stacks are lost in between 150 and 200 stacks. It's still at 5 stacks per second, which is brutal. They were adjusting it down to 2. It's still not been adjusted. So you have Picaros not showing up correctly, Strikers not showing up correctly, rifle damage showing up on ARs, etc. But the list just keeps going. Sorry about the difference in footage. I wanted to loop back to this one very quickly. 2 things I forgot to mention, but I definitely wanted them to be in this video. Number 1, the Lefty shotgun, and number 2 is the closer chest piece. The Lefty shotgun, is it a 612? Is it an ACS 12? Because is it semi-auto or full auto? The mag capacities are all over the place. The fire rate, the rate of fire is all over the place. Nobody knows really what's going on with the Lefty shotgun. So that's a big concern with that weapon. Number 2 is the closer chest piece. And I think this kind of falls into that same scenario I was talking about with the ARs. Did you loot your closer chest piece, or was it a reward? Because we're finding closer chest pieces. By the way, that's the name chest piece that features Perfect Spotter. We're finding closer chest pieces missing a second attribute. It has the core attribute. It has the first of the minor attributes, and then you're finding them without a second attribute. And that could be huge. We also have problems with apparel. I'm receiving reports that people are attempting to go in and buy items. Let me actually hop over here so you can see items that I don't have. So you can see this Fairview Crew. Let's say the mask. Mask over here says Textiles, $750, premium credits price $140. Man, they really hammer you for those textiles, don't they? Anyway, people have the textiles. They're saying buy it with textiles. And instead of taking their textiles, it's actually just auto-debiting them premium credits. Momentary break there in the video. I wanted a chance to run over here to Emma Richards. This is over at the recal station. This has to do with the expertise system. I know some of you monster grinders out there had hit level 20. You spent a bunch of exotic components to make it up to there. This update went live, and all of a sudden you are level 19, and you're like, WTF? And rightfully so. There are some issues in here. Number 1 is they added on the holster. Where is it? The holster. The ammo dump holster is now kind of out on its own, whereas it used to rank up if you just wore badge or tough, which it doesn't anymore. So they added in these, I think there's 6 of them, craftable items. They added those into the expertise system. And of course, if they're not ranked up, those count against your expertise level. So I know people have actually dropped down a full level because of that. And then furthermore, some people that spent those exotic components to make it up to level 20, they lost them, which is huge. That's a ton of exotic components. That is crazy. We were told that with Season 10 coming out, there was 10 individual PC crash, or excuse me, stability fixes for the game. I can tell you that I don't chain crash anymore, but I'm still crashing. And this is especially important when, like yesterday, I was in a duo run with PHX Gaming, link to his YouTube channel in the video description. We're blitzing through Manning National Zoo, duoing this thing, and we're outside, I guess, in the Savannah area, taking on some chunguses. We're taking on some helo drops. There's some doggos running around. It's, you know, it's legendary. It's pretty hectic. My game just completely crashes, and I think at that point I pull over the taskbar manager and I show you Tom Clancy's The Division 2 is stop responding. So now I'm out of the game. He is still in the game, now left solo versus everything that was just spawning in. Now, luckily for me, he's a very competent player and he's more than capable of soloing it, but he's there. I have to basically hard close the game, boot up the game again. Meanwhile, we're communicating. I'm like, are you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I got this. Finally, the game loads back up. Luckily for me, it drops me back into Manning National Zoo. But check this out. It does not put me with PHX. It puts me at the very start of Manning National Zoo. So I start running, and I'm thinking, well, why don't I just use the fast travel feature of the game? I'll fast travel over to him, and then I'll join him in combat. I hit it. What does it do? It throws me back to the start of the game. So that doesn't work. At this point, if there's anyone at Massive listening to this, if Daria's listening to this, if Morton's listening to this, if Yannick's listening to this, or anyone else on the team, you need to, for the meantime, non-negotiable, you need to install checkpoints. Now, I am all for legendary difficulty, that high risk, high reward. By the way, there's very little reward, there's just a backpack trophy at this point, but high risk, high reward, the fact that it's permadeath, you die, you dashboard. I love that idea, but unfortunately your game and the infrastructure of your game does not support it at this point. It's not stable enough. So not only are you taking on Black Tusk, but you're taking on just the fact that, are you going to crash? When are you going to crash? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen at the worst possible times? Who knows? So please install checkpoints into the game. I tried to keep it professional today, and everything I just listed out, and I'm sure I left out even more items. Anyways, all my discussion points today were valid, as is my criticisms towards the poor technical state of this game. Remember to hit that sub button and ring the bell to receive all my future upload alerts. If you could take a few seconds more to rate and or share this video, it would be greatly appreciated. Remember, you can find and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and over on my community Discord server. Links to all my socials can be found in the video description and pinned comments below. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.